Alrighty, welcome fifth graders. So we are going to be talking about some of the three ancient civilizations that grew up in Latin America. Okay, so your note style for number one is I want you to create a Venn diagram. So we're going to talk about the Aztecs and the Mayas and how their civilizations were different and how they were similar. So here we go. So if we look at the Mayas first, their civilization thrived in Central America and southern Mexico from around AD 300 to 900. So a very short time span, about 600 years. But they have had some pretty, in that 600 years, they had some pretty important achievements in society or in history. They also built pyramid-shaped temples. And when we look at other civilizations, we will see that that is very similar. Tendency for all civilizations during this time period. They created a number system that included the number 0, which was great and wonderful because it allowed us to kind of have this placeholder that we didn't have before. Now you're able to have higher numbers and lower numbers. And then they also were able to make paper out of fig trees and the bark. So they're able to write down things, and the formation of their writing allows us to understand and know more about them. The Aztecs. So they settled on an island called Lake Texcoco in central Mexico, where they built the city of Tenochtitlan in 1325. They also created one of the largest empires in Latin America. They were known for their huge temples. They were also known for their advances in medicines, over 1,000 different medicines from plants. And they also were traders that carried goods throughout the empire. So what did they have in common? Well, they both built great cities. And we are able to find remnants of them today, even though most of them are in the rainforests of Latin America, and they have gobbled them up, but we're able to find those cities eventually. They also both used irrigation of water crops, a huge advancement. That's kind of a cornerstone of all early civilizations, is the formation of irrigation, or the development of irrigation. They designed accurate calendars to help keep track of things, whether it's from the movements of the sun and the moon, or whether it's when to plant and harvest crops. They both had extremely accurate calendars. They both developed a system of writing using hieroglyphics. And if you don't know what a hieroglyphic is, that's when you use imagery to depict a word or a phrase, or even a letter sometimes. And they also grew corn or maize and other crops. All right, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in class. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the flip side.